Hello and welcome to another episode of What Matters. Today we're here with a great speaker, Douglas Hunt. Is that right, Douglas?
Yes.
How do you say your surname?
Holt.
Holt, yeah. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
No problem. And today we're going to talk about a very interesting topic, water. And it's interesting because when everyone in the audience, when they hear water, some people say, what about it? Some people are, because of the culture, religious or whatever, they have a lot of strong opinions about it, right? It's a sacred word for them. And today, because you've invested a good part of your life, I know, and profession doing things with water, I want to ask you, tell us what is the thing about water that you found most people don't know or is fascinating. Tell us about it.
I guess it's really about the importance of water in our daily lives.
Okay.
In that most people don't think about it because it's so common. Mm-hmm. And most people kind of take it for granted and they will trust corporate or governments to ensure that they're having clean water.
Right, yeah.
And when they're not really, they're still profit centers. And so people have to take responsibility for themselves.
I see, right.
And to provide their own clean water, because although, you know, 1 glass or 2 glass here and there of some contaminated water isn't too bad, it's when it's every day, and then the harmful chemicals start building up in your body, and over time is when it starts to toxify you.
Right.
And so and when you're doing the reverse, it takes the same, it's the same effect. You have to, you have to have clean water for an extended amount of time to start seeing the results.
I see, to get that. Okay, before it gets scary, I didn't know this is type of a start we're going to have. I think I'm one of those people. So my question is that, are we talking about those water that we have in the park or at my tap in the kitchen? Which one are we talking here?
I guess it depends on where the source is coming from.
Okay.
Most tap water, though, is chlorinated, fluorinated. In many municipalities or councils, well, I don't know about in Australia, but in the United States, though, too, sometimes it's treated sewage water, you know what I mean?
What's that?
It's treated sewage water. Or I was in the Navy, and it was treated with bromine. And they're toxic chemicals.
Right.
And so...
do they put it for the reason to or is it a compromise, or is it what?
For reasons to kill harmful elements in the water that could be other contaminants.
Yeah.
But also I've heard that, like for fluoride is a byproduct of the petrochemical industry.
Yeah, right.
And it's a poison, and they didn't have anything to do with it.
Right.
So they did a little bit of a study a long time ago and found out that it does possibly have a slight beneficial effect against tooth decay.
Yeah.
So they started putting it in toothpaste, but then they also started putting it in the drinking water because some people weren't brushing their teeth. But they found that actually doesn't have much of a
cool. Right. Okay. Yeah. You just reminded me. Yeah, I had heard this conspiracy theory we're talking about, right? Yeah. But depends on where you're at in the.
Or for a chemical company, it's profit.
Profit. Yeah. Okay. Right. So, okay. Interesting. That's good start. So, what are the actions from an individual, an organization, and government? What are the things that we should do, or we should care about, or the steps that we could take?
Your health is your responsibility.
Yeah, so as an individual, right?
Don't rely on someone else taking care of your health.
I've been doing it unwantedly or unintentionally, right? I never thought of needing to do anything. I would think of for my 6-year-old what to do for the education, because I don't necessarily trust maybe Australian education system would be the best. I would actively think of that, but I would never think of the water. So for a person, where is the starting point for me if I want to do something about it?
For me, it was starting to know the source of my water.
All right, okay.
And in an economical way.
Right.
So I researched on what home water systems could take out the chlorine and the fluoride and take out any contaminants economically.
Right.
And so I got a reverse osmosis system at home under the tap with its own little water tap there, and so I carry my water around in a stainless steel bottle and just provide my own water.
Interesting,
and that's not always convenient.
Yeah.
But then if I go out and I don't have my own water, I'll drink what water is there.
Yeah.
But it's just not, and I don't worry about it.
It's like casual smoking, right?
Every day.
Because it's not every day. Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
You still receive the health benefits from it. You don't have to be a real stickler about it, and you still enjoy life. And you're not going to carry liters of water around.
But I would add to that. I would make it a habit, because this is what I know. Things that are not convenient at the beginning, you make a habit out of it. Like kids, like getting them to brush their teeth. At the beginning, it's so hard, but when it becomes a habit, then it is a habit. Yeah. This is what I'm hearing from what you're saying. Like what I do it with fruit. Right? I made a habit to snack on nuts and carrots and mushrooms. Then now it's good. Yeah. So maybe once in a while I get a chips, right? It's an event or something, it wouldn't kill me. Yeah. But there are people who every day that's all they eat, right? Exactly. So that's the same thing, I would say. Thing. Okay, right. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Cool. So that was a very interesting back history, I would say, because I knew about what you're doing these days, and we found you that things you do in the industry, but I did not know about the journey, how you got started. So what's your involvement in the industry? How is it helping with this situation?
Well, I'm starting a business in corporate health and wellness.
Okay, right.
And it's to provide simple steps within a corporate environment that they can provide to their employees to reduce the employee sick days, or really to increase their productivity at work.
Right.
And just being aware that there are some economical ways that they can improve the health of their employees over a longer term.
Right.
Providing clean water. Letting their employees, not providing sugary drinks and stuff for their employees.
In the events and in the fridge, bar fridge and everything.
Or donuts, right. Just and little step by step, because over the long term it has a big effect. And it doesn't have to be expensive, and they'll see the increase in productivity at work from those small steps.
That would be my question, because I've got a data scientist within me. Those of audience who watched the previous episodes know it. So what you're saying sounds good. Is it backed by data? Like this, if corporate care and everything?
I've done some of the research. Yeah. In Australia, the average employee takes 9 sick days a year, which costs about $350 a day. So $3,600
this year, right? Okay.
$50 a year
per
in sick days.
Yeah, interesting.
But here's the catch: that can be some false data, because most of the times they're not taking those sick days when they're sick.
Using it up. Yeah.
The Melbourne Cup, after Melbourne Cup day, or a big night out.
It's the time to get sick, right? Isn't it? Yeah.
The other part of the story, though, is that there is about $7,000 a year lost per employee in productivity losses at work because of being sick or stressed, or integrity or commitment issues. So your benefit is really increasing productivity at work.
Right, while they're there.
So if they're healthier while they're there, if they're under less stress while they're more productive while they're there. Because more than likely, they're still going to take the sick days, even if you improve their health. Maybe, not unless, some people, like recently there was a pretty drastic flu, I think, in Brisbane. Many people that I knew, I think I got it for about 3 days, but most people 2 weeks, and some people had to take a whole week off. So
right, interesting. Well, there's a bit of a challenge there. I think you're onto something here. What you're saying is right, because it's out of the statistics. They're there, and when you look at the statistics, they've been working, but if they're not healthy, not only that they've been low in terms of productivity, but I'm telling you, when bad decisions made, the effect of bad decisions made, it's much worse than the productivity lost in that time. Right? It's better sometimes if you ask them, hey, go home. Then don't go to meetings.
Around.
Yeah, right. Okay, cool. Thanks for that. That's about corporate health. But what about cleaning water? How do you contribute using your business to actual clean water and making sure that people drink clean water? And how does other businesses, industries can help with you with what you've started? How they, you know what I mean?
Well, there's
what's the call to action here?
There's many companies that provide reverse osmosis water filtration systems. Some, you know, elaborate, but they're not expensive either.
Right.
And you can, for an investment of probably $150 or $200 a year.
$200,000?
No. 100 for a house, for a household, $100 or $200 for the whole year. They can get clean, alkalizing water, and businesses too. So it's not that much.
Amazing.
And it can have a powerful impact.
Amazing. Like we may be having something here like that. This was amazing. $200 for the whole year. Especially if I have many kids in the house, I would definitely care about that. $200 is nothing because awesome. Thank you so much. I'm getting these signals that we have to wrap it up. Thank you so much, and thanks for coming. I hope we have you around for the next episodes, especially the final at the end of the show, the coming few weeks. Have a good time wherever you are, and live on your own terms.
Thank you very much for watching another episode of the eCentral Business Show. What we're looking to do across the eCentral Business Show is bring to you the very best content from great people with really informative knowledge to share. It's something that you can listen to in the car. Don't watch it obviously when you're doing that, but we're looking to really bring value to you across LinkedIn, YouTube, podcastable content, so it's really great and informative business knowledge. So please tune in as much as you can. Now, the great ways to follow us, you can register on the database, make contact with us, and we'll put your email in. We're going to tell you each month what great videos will come out, and just give you a curated version through the eCentral magazine, where we're going to send you the most popular videos for the month. The other thing we can do is obviously invite you to connect with us on LinkedIn, linked up with myself, John Naylor. And the other thing, of course, is look up John Naylor on YouTube and subscribe to our channel there.